Reports of voter intimidation are coming out across the country during today's midterm elections. Earlier this afternoon, the board of directors in Arizona has reported at least 18 different instances of voter intimidation to the Department of Justice. So now one complaint is in regard to harassment of election officials, and the rest detail people being harassed at, big surprise, ballot drop boxes. Because here we go. MSNBC reported this. Maricopa County, home to 60% of Arizona's voters, is ground zero for the battle for election integrity and voter intimidation. Based on reports of organized armed monitoring of ballot boxes in Phoenix, national voting rights groups filed a lawsuit against Clean Elections USA. A federal judge affirmed the group was carrying out illegal surveillance of voters in a coordinated vigilante intimidation campaign at ballot drop box locations with the express purpose of deterring voters from depositing their ballots. So it's very clear they don't want you to vote. Clean Elections USA afterwards was not permitted by a federal judge from directly camping at ballot boxes wearing masks and guns. However, that did not stop them from adapting their tactics and still carrying out a campaign of, well, intimidation. So now, some voters reported that they were being watched with by people with binoculars, or that they were approached by people claiming to be with quote unquote election security, who then took pictures of their license plates and their cars. That's according to an NBC News report. And that is unhinged. That is just incredibly scary. Oh, yeah, no, some rando. You're out there using a Dropbox for what it's made for, dropping off your ballot. That's the whole point. And yes, you're allowed to do so when it comes to members of your family, your immediate family, your household. You can drop off their ballots too, so you can drop off multiple ballots. That's totally fine. You're allowed to, according to the law. Oh, no, if you do that, though, you're on camera, suddenly you're a mule. Right. And so this rando, will come up and claim to be from election security. And again, you shouldn't believe them. That's not a real thing. They don't just randomly come up to you and harass you at the ballot box. But there's more. There's also reports coming out from North Carolina. Students in New Hanover claimed that they were harassed while walking from class to a voting site. But the board says an observer had angrily confronted an election official. The state board and its law enforcement, according to spokesperson of the board, Pat Gannon, talking to WITN-TV, said, the state board and its law enforcement partners are monitoring several isolated incidents of possible voter or poll worker harassment or intimidation, as well as cases of aggressive campaigning outside polling places. Election officials in Columbus County said that they were harassed by an observer who was following one-stop workers and taking photographs or recording video of them, according to the board. We did have a situation in another county where a one-stop worker was followed from the voting site to the elections office and then followed to their home, according to Karen Brinson Bell, the board's executive director. So let me just say no. Oh, hell no.
Please. No.
No, you want to follow me home? You gonna come to my house? You want to do that, buddy? Sure. Again, the one-stop worker, right? What are you doing following them home? What are you doing following election for officials home? What is wrong with you? Jesus. Now, she added, this is possibly the most egregious situation we've had at this point in time, but none of this is okay. We want civility. We want people to be able to cast their ballot without fear of intimidation or interference. There's more. Curbside voters in Wake said they were photographed while waiting to cast their ballots, according to the board, and electioneers in Hartnett allegedly recorded videos of voters outside of polling stations. And the Department of Justice has sent monitors to Columbus and Harnett counties, along with 3 others in North Carolina, Alamance County, Mecklenburg County, and Wayne County, to ensure that civil rights laws are followed. I've got a story about some of those monitors being kicked out of Florida polling places, but that's another story. You got randos out there that are recording people, and not just recording them, not just taking photographs of their license plates or cars, but again, they're also harassing them and following them home. What? No. What is wrong with people? And look, I know the reason. These people very, very likely were screaming about mules. Something about mules. Oh, the mules. Are you a mule? Are you a mule? I know you're a mule. You put in 2 ballots. You're stuffing ballots, aren't you? It's probably not even the first drop box you went to. Huh? Mule? You a mule? I know you're a mule. I photographed your car. What are you going to do about it? Bitch, get off my nuts. I'm just trying to vote. No, you're an insane person, and this is not a normal situation. This is not normal. You should not be stalking people sitting outside of ballot boxes. But again, we know why. Grifters like Dinesh D'Souza in his thoroughly debunked bullshit movie. I mean, absolute bullshit. As well as, all the lies from former President Donald Trump. But, we got election fraud. We got so much election fraud. There's so much election fraud. It's tremendous amounts of fraud. You don't even know how much fraud there is. Yeah, no, there was none. Actually, we do know how much fraud there was. Very, 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 very little. Infinitesimally small amounts. And the ones that happen generally were done by right-wingers voting twice for Donald Trump. I mean, this is ridiculous. But it's what they're doing. They are running a fear and disinformation campaign for the ultimate goal of getting people not to vote. And then if they get a result that they don't like, throwing that result out. And right-wingers are even doing this to each other, by the way. You have Laura Loomer, who, is going out there saying insane things about her former Republican primary opponent, saying, don't go and vote for that person. They did the voter fraud. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Look, you should never be subject to harassment, intimidation for voting. But we are now in a situation in this country where one of the major political parties, a good chunk of them, good portion of them, have gone insane. And now accuse, and again, this is only if they lose, by the way, are accusing the other side of doing massive fraud, of which they can never seem to prove. Oh, weird how that happens. Like, oh yeah, we know you're doing fraud. We know all the Democrats, they're cheating, they're rigging the polls, they're stealing the elections, they're busing in illegal. Okay, you got any proof of that? Nope. Yeah, we don't. Oh. I mean, generally, I thought how it's supposed to work is that you make your case, like you have an allegation, and then you prove your allegation. Now, going back to 2020, and where a lot of this, it didn't quite start there, but this is when it really took off as mainstream, because Trump had been priming his voters for like 4 years to say that, if I lose, it must be because the Democrats stole the election. But it's been something that talked about for a long time, the specter of voter fraud. And they've been really hyping this up, and it has gotten to a fever pitch. And again, Dinesh D'Souza, Donald Trump, Mike Pillow, Steve Bannon. And again, Bannon is a real threat. He is a literal fascist who, again, knows the real truth. No, he knows that there's no, mass voter fraud. The whole point is to use that specter of voter fraud to steal elections, to do fascism in this country. And so understand that that's what the motivation really is. Now, the thing is, the fact that they are trying so hard to intimidate people to not go to the polls, it means a couple of things. Number one, they know that they're not the majority. Secondly, it also does remind us how much our vote matters. Now, when it comes to like some of the macroeconomic issues, yeah, it does seem like it doesn't matter. But when it comes to issues like, for example, trans rights, making sure to protect LGBTQ people and the right to, reproductive rights, it's really important. And so, yes, of course it matters. And if it didn't matter, then the fash wouldn't be so, they wouldn't be trying so hard to keep you from exercising that right.